All right, I got a question. This actually spawned from a conversation I was having earlier today. Have you ever replaced... I'm just going to go clockwise around it or counterclockwise. I don't know. What am I, a fucking timekeeper?
What are you, a clock man?
Yeah, counterclockwise.
The clock king.
The counterclock king.
The counterclock king.
Have you
Counterclock king, Bobby.
ever sewn a replacement button onto a shirt?
Absolutely, many times.
Many times.
I am known in my family as the button mender.
Oh wow!
I have on work. I carry a sewing kit with me in my.
You're not known as the button mender.
You carry a sewing kit?
I carry a sewing kit in my work bag.
What a wild thing to say.
I will go as far as to even on work trips. I'm the most put together of any of the people I work with. So
I believe.
I have polished dress shoes for people.
Yeah,
I have sewn on buttons. I have ironed shirts.
Wow.
So I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The sewing on buttons.
So to answer your question,
the extra mile.
yes.
Okay. Farrell?
In the military.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you'd have to do all that stuff yourself. But since then, fuck it, I throw it out, buy a new shirt.
Do they give you a sewing kit for it? Well, how are you supposed to bring your own BYON? Bring your own needle? What is this, fucking Seattle?
You can buy it.
Bro.
Oh, but not when you're like in boot camp.
Bro.
Well,
Bring your
even
own
in boot
needle.
camp, you have.
BYON.
What
It's
is
that
this,
kind
Seattle?
of party, folks. BYON.
damn.
I mean, there's still like a PX.
I don't know what parts unknown.
No, that's like where you just buy.
It's the Walmart on base.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so like,
okay.
you'd go buy shampoo. Like, they don't just give.
I
that
wasn't
to
in
you.
the military, so
No,
I don't
I'm saying,
know.
but
Yeah.
like they would just give. They don't just give you that stuff.
Yeah, they would sell a sewing kit at the PX.
Yeah, and
you
like you'd have to buy your own running shoes.
So you couldn't bring your running shoes from?
No.
Okay, they had to wear their running shoes.
So you show up and they give you like a card, and
You've seen those. You've seen those gold Trump sneakers. That's what they have to buy now.
now. And they give you a card, and it's got like I don't know, like $250 on it, and they're basically
Can you use it all
fronting you
on beer?
$250.
That you'll earn back in pay and being in there.
Then they-
it's like getting your advance.
Yeah, and then you have to pay that off while you're there.
But you're never gonna make.
But they're
any
like,
money.
hey, there's the shoes. So they like look at your feet, and they're like, okay, because of your arch, you buy this shoe.
Huh.
And you're
Is it a wide plethora of options? I have I'm
It's
fairly
whatever your
flat-footed.
foot is. Yeah. So then they would say you have a flatter foot. Then this is the brand that we carry
that
and
fits that.
I used to
motif.
buy. I used to
thing,
buy
and here's
Air.
your size. Here you go. That's $100.
I used to buy Air Jordans at the PX.
Really?
Yeah. So like outside of basic, the regular PX has everything.
Oh, just the basic PX. Literally,
The
is
basic
like
PX
here's
is
all the
like-
beige shit you can buy.
Yeah. Here's like
I got you.
Here's the 3 different types of bar soap that you can buy. Here's the 3 different shampoos that you can buy, and they give you some form of like I'm allowed to do this.
Wow.
Phil, have you ever sewn a button back onto your shirt?
I've done it one time many years
Jesus
ago.
Christ, I'm the only one.
No,
This is
but I've only done it. I think once. I don't think I've ever. It's not like a repeat. I'm not Chris over here where he's doing it.
no, but I'm okay with you doing it once because I also in the same breath I don't know how I would feel if like I was in a room full of people and you and I were the only one with this thing in common.
So
So, Bobby, follow up question: why do you ask?
I was thinking about like useless things that I learned in school that I never really used outside of school.
are you
Right?
trying to use Pythagoras to do a button?
No,
'Cause that would be cool if you tried.
no.
I want to see it. I want to see that on paper.
And by the time I actually did need his theory, I had forgotten it.
It's so easy though.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
That's
Yeah, so I
Yeah, so you
understand,
got it.
but I didn't understand how it worked when I was trying to build my table. Like I knew what the thing, but I was like, I don't know. But what's A, B, and C here?
Did he answer the question?
I don't know.
I have never.
No,
never.
about the buttons.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I've never done it. Never.
Okay, but why did you ask that specific question?
because we were talking about things that you learn in school that I learned in school that you never used in the real world. And one of the things I learned was in a home economics class was how to sew on a button.
I think that's probably where I did it too.
Oh, wait. So that's different
Oh,
because that's like an educational setting thing.
Right.
Hold on.
That's. I mean, I guess I did too in
Okay,
that regard
okay.
because I had to do it to pass the class.
Right.
But they that was one thing you had to do, and the other thing was you had to make this bag. Mm-hmm. Did you do it?
I didn't
you
take
had,
no
you had a
mag,
face
bro.
like you had to do it. So I was, but you had to.
we had to
They
cook
gave you
food. That was it.
better than meth, I guess. But they gave you
Same skill set.
Yeah.
2 pieces of cloth, and and then 2 handles,
Yep.
and you had to sew the 2 pieces of
I've
cloth.
already done it in my head.
And then
Oh yeah, I did not. I didn't have to do that.
you sew all the edges together, you flip the motherfucker in, sew the handles on, and then write your fucking
Actually,
name on it and carry your books in it.
I think you could even put it on the outside if you wanted, but
we had to cook food and then invite one of our teachers down and eat the food with us that
yeah?
we made, and they had to be brave enough to eat the food that we cooked.
I love that tickles you so.
I didn't take home ec. I didn't take shop class because it was a
We
bunch
had
of,
to.
We didn't have
We
to.
had to take a rotation.
I think in Alabama they assumed that you were going to learn one of these 2 skill sets naturally anyway.
Yeah, that's
Shop
fair.
class.
I
is a
also
normal
have a
one.
follow-up question, but this one's for Chris.
Oh boy.
How many buttons do you have to sew onto shirts before your family calls you the button mender?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what's funny? I've probably sewn more buttons on pants because the button breaks off more than anything.
Okay,
but still,
shirts, pants, bags.
Let's just say if some sewing needs to be done in my house, that someone normally comes and finds me.
Do they?
I have a sewing kit at home too.
Are they like button mender?
Yeah,
Button mender.
Well, then it gets confusing.
Another skill for you to.
Because my
Crazy.
wife used to make buttons with the button press, so
wow.
it gets a little confusing. So they've had to change it to actually sewing man. I'm just a sewing man. Fucking no one calls me anything like, Dad, can you put a button on my pants? Yeah, bring it here.
So we had my grandma and I played a game called Button. Who's got the button?
I know a place you can hide it.
So I would sit on the stairs, and she would have one button, and she would put the button in her hand, and then put both hands behind her back and as fists, and then come out, and I had to pick which hand had the button, and if I got it right, I got to move up a step, and if I got it wrong, I had to move down a step.
Did y'all not have a TV? I mean, even in the middle of the day, you could have watched Andy Griffith or some shit.
Yeah, so we had.
How old were you? Like 12?
No,
12.
no, I was like a kid, but
I was
we
14.
we had one television, but we didn't have cable, so it only got like 2 channels, and I usually just mostly watched VHS of Star Wars.
There you go.
And
Do you feel
like-
deprived because Chris apparently was swimming in buttons?
and televisions, I guess.
Channels full of sewing and
So you
other
have to
life
title this
skills.
episode all about buttons.
How does a button press work, Chris?
You press it, obviously.
What your
Well,
wife does.
At button press, you have your art. So you've got your Bobby Skullface.
But does it
truth.
start out with like a hard plastic piece and punches something, or does it start out with like liquid plastic you're putting in a mold?
Well, I'm trying to tell
It's
you.
not the same button like you put on a shirt. It's like a
No, this is like a
pin.
button.
Okay, never mind.
So I would imagine,
never
but
mind.
most
I
buttons
was
are
understanding.
probably injection molded. If you're asking,
But you would have
and durable material.
like a misfit skull on one, like you can
that's
imagine.
right. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
And you
like I used.
or a vote for Bobby Skullface.
Well, I used to have one I'd wear to conventions that just said 5% on it. And
right.
if you know, you know.
That was when Chris was part of the Fruits of Islam.
I was actually the 4th% of that
Why did you leave?
because they made you wear Fruit of the Loom and they chafed me. So I'm a Haynes guy.
So now,
Actually, now I'm a pair of thieves guy. But
You seem like a Haynes guy.
if I need a button, I
Michael
know who to
Jordan.
call.
listen, I can
Chris over
provide
there.
I can provide button services in many capacities.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, if I ever have a button issue, I know who to call.
This show's going
Yeah.
unbuttoned.
It is.
Tell
It
you
is.
what.
It is.
So what
Hey, just zip it up, okay? Zip it up. I'm tired of hearing it, Pharaoh.
With the
Zip it up.
times and zip it.
Because you were about to go into the whole theorem when he was talking about his table.
Yeah.
Phil stuck to it like Velcro. I tell you what.
Pythagorean theorem: a squared plus b squared equals
C squared, but I just didn't know how to apply it. And I remember Adam and I trying to figure out how to build the table, and he was like, "Pass me the square," and I was like, "What?" And I'm like looking around,
T square.
and I'm like, "I don't."
It's
I don't
probably shaped like an L or a triangle, and that's
that second part. So I was like, I don't see a square, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
And he was like, it's that. And I was like, oh, and he was like, fucking triangle, calling it a square, stupid carpenters.
you see, it makes you be able to make a square cut, Bobby. That's why it's called a square.
What's that? Lift your foot up for a second. Oh, my joke is under there. I'll get it.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
Oh, he's got
That's
it.
good. That's good.
Bobby's become a prop comic now.
Well, he's got a horn
On
on,
a podcast, even better.
his. Got a fucking horn. Oh man.
So that's all I had for an introduction, and I tell you, didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Turns out I'm the only motherfucker who's useless and can't put a fucking button
I
back
thought
on.
you just said you learned how to do it in school.
Yeah,
Forgotten it though.
Oh my god! I mean,
He could tell you the third in line to succession on like some random planet in Star Wars.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Remembering the button
Yeah.
and how
Dude.
the thread goes.
or the middle part of a verse from a song I heard 8 years ago, but I can't tell you how the button goes back on. But I could fill this room, Christopher, with all the things that I've forgotten that they taught me in school. With no problem.
That would be interesting to like. It'd be interesting to find like what the curriculum guidelines like. What are the, because it's written down somewhere even now for schools. Like, what are the objectives that these kids need to learn in this grade?
I think you would be really
like
upset if
reading,
you saw currently
writing,
what it is.
Arithmetic, the 3 R's.
Oh yeah, compared to what we all had to learn. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying it'd be interesting to see like what's the bare minimum objective.
I think that right now they're like they show up and then they leave with a pulse.
And they get their $28 a day per head or whatever. That's why they call your ass when you don't come to school. They don't give a shit if you're there or not. They ain't getting that $28 a day.
I remember
or however much it is.
You know, 'cause I don't have much of a mechanical aptitude, and I remember when I got my current job mopping, my supervisor, who was also kind of like my mentor, he was like looking over me, and I was trying to fasten this one thing, doesn't matter what it was, and I can't get it to like catch like the first catch. Like I just can't.
Threads, yeah.
I can't get it to get lined up right. And he's like righty tighty, lefty loosey, like all loud in my ear. And I was like, well, it's right or my right? Because this motherfucker's not going on.
What happened when you learned there's left threads?
Yeah, I know. Fuck me all up.
You want to make it really challenging, lay on your back in the dark and try to install something upside down above you in the dark and try to like, but it's in the dark, but you're reaching down and you're like, all right, now I have to, what I do is like, all right, in my mind, I have to look at the front of this and then I have to turn it because otherwise I'm never going to get my hands to go.
I installed my ceiling fan and the motherfucker's never been right. It's never been right.
Well,
Never.
It's doing a little.
Yeah.
The little sticks are swinging on.
Man, that ceiling fan's just vibing over there.
as long as it
still
doesn't
kicking.
vibe out of the ceiling, you're good.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's on top of the dog, and that's why she can't come down to bark at everybody now.
Now.
Should have gotten a bigger fan.
Oh
Got
boy!
that right. So Phil, you were the last one here today.
Phil's here by the way.
Yeah, Phil's here with us. Joey's still on assignment. How's your nerd week been? I see a long list.
Well, no,
I'm
it's just
already
a couple-
exhausted, Phil.
Listen, Phil, you can just say you watch some horror movies. You don't have to go into the details.
Actually, I didn't.
Watch
Watch,
Czechoslovakian horror movie.
Yeah.
So I managed to see a couple things for free, basically, because I had promo tickets. So that was good.
Phil is the most dude. You go to the movies more than anybody I
You do
know.
go to the movies a lot.
Well, lately, not anymore. But
Well, not apparently.
yeah. Well, so I saw Fight or Flight, the Josh Hartnett movie. It's basically by the John Wick people.
I've never
And
heard of it.
Did you ever see Bullet Train? With
Yeah.
Damon Wayans.
No, that's Money Train.
No, that's Money Train. Yeah, Bullet Train's a lot more recent, but Money Train, I know what you're talking.
I didn't see either.
Not a train guy.
It's the Bullet Train concept, but it's on an airplane.
I had the Money Train poster in my office when I was in the video business.
Wow. I don't even know. You're like the one person on earth who had that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was free. So
So it's basically Josh Hartnett getting put up into a plane to hunt somebody down, and everybody on the plane is trying to kill him.
what's the name of it?
Fight or Flight.
Killers on a plane.
When did that?
It came out like 2 weekends ago, I think. Yeah.
And you got free
Yeah,
tickets to this?
they did a promo screen.
Of course, that's
Well, how do you find out? Let's let the world know. How are we getting free movie tickets, Phil? I mean,
So
unless you don't. I don't want to blow your spot.
No.
I don't want to blow your spot,
I'm
Phil.
logged in Fandango, and they sent me an email. Like, I have a Fandango account.
Oh,
It's just a free account, but
It's just the free one,
But
though.
it does get me discounts eventually, and then once in a while I'll hear about promo
How'd
screenings
you
through it.
fandangle that?
I've been on there a long time.
I bet you it has something to do with the volume of films you have paid for. They're like, listen, nobody's going to go see this.
Well, so Fight or Flight isn't going to be able to compete against like the stuff that's coming. It wasn't going to compete against Thunderbolts really, and Thunderbolts is doing okay. So that they were giving out free tickets to trying to drum up business. I mean, to be fair, it was a solid fun romp. I gave it 7.5, but for Hartnett, it's a good movie because he isn't in much anymore, and this is a good like
Maybe
action
there's a
movie for
reason
him.
for that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they keep giving
I
out
don't know.
free tickets to his movies.
Let's talk about Josh Hartnett for a minute because
What else has it been in?
let's see, he was in Halloween H2O.
Let's try something else.
Okay.
That was like one of his
The Faculty,
Yeah, The Faculty was good.
Pearl Harbor,
Pearl Harbor was okay.
I saw that.
40 Days and Nights, Black Hawk Down.
Black
Okay,
Hawk,
I saw
that.
that.
Was good.
It's this dude.
Okay,
I don't know if
he
you
kind
know
of looks like
Faculty is my favorite movie.
Channing Tatum's little brother or something.
Yeah, I've never understood why he wasn't a bigger star. Like he seemed like he had that
especially-
presence. It seemed like they were like in Pearl Harbor,
Especially after Pearl Harbor and Black Hawk Down.
Right,
Those are his two biggest movies
and-
easily.
Yeah,
Black Hawk Down's great.
That and Faculty are my two favorite roles for him, probably.
I can't say I have one film. I just haven't ever put
But
any
he
thought
was
into
just,
it.
remember in The Faculty, it's the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, basically. And he's
That is right.
And he's the stoner kid who comes up with the drug that dries you out and determines whether you're an alien or not. Because he's giving crushed up aspirin to all the kids in school to snort up their nose.
He's in the Black
like
Dahlia also.
That was actually decent. Yeah.
Probably. I'll take my favorite film of his is probably 30 Days of Night.
That's great.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. He's the main guy.
No God.
Yeah,
No
he's good. In
God.
that. He's the main cop in that.
All right. What else?
But you would like Fight or Flight, Chris. It's by the guys who did
John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
like thoughtless violence.
Dude, it gets wild.
It is the implication
He's
there.
eventually stoned in one of the part and wielding a chainsaw on a plane.
Yeah.
It's
You like
wild.
gratuitous nonsense.
I mean, that
I
sounds
thought
like
it was
that
when you
sounds
said
like
stoned. I thought it was like going to be like something biblical. Which was,
No, he was like high on like LSD or whatever they popped in his system. It was crazy. So I
LSD on
saw
the plane sounds crazy.
Is there any snakes?
no. I was waiting for that, but it didn't happen. And no Sam Jackson.
I've never
either.
seen that movie. I never saw
You never
that.
have.
No. I mean,
how have you never seen that? Chris?
Because
That's right up
it
your
just
alley.
seems so ridiculous
It is
at the
so
time.
ridiculous.
And it was so much hype around it. I'm like, there's no way.
so
this movie
I
is
saw
good as
when I went to. I never seen the movie either, but I went to San Diego Comic Con the year before it came
Flex.
out. Yeah,
Wow. I've never been there.
yeah. I went once.
Where
I'll
was it?
never. I'll never go again.
Was it worth going one time?
Yes.
Okay, because I'd like to go one time.
Yeah.
I'd like to go on.
So I went. I saw. But there was a 747 body in the middle of the fucking convention that for
As a
snakes on the
promo.
plane.
It seems like I remember them making such a big deal
and
about that.
you could like walk through the plane. There was like snakes everywhere.
Was it real snakes?
Did it cost $400
Yep,
million?
yep, they were real fucking snakes.
Probably.
So, well, the reason I ask is, publicly that wouldn't be a good promo, but there's a place in the Dakotas called Reptile Gardens, and it's off it's a tourist spot. And I was driving through with my mom on a trip, and when I was a kid, and I begged her to go. And there's a section of there where they have all these live reptiles there, and there's a section where you walk in, you walk around in a circle, and there's live snakes just all around you. Like free, but none of them are venomous.
Free snakes. Is that what they got on the plane, Phil? Where are you going with this?
You could just take one.
No.
I've also been to a zoo before.
Not
and
behind
there's
cages.
snakes.
Not behind cages.
They're
Yeah, they
loose
were not
snakes.
behind cages.
Yeah,
It was just like you could
tell me
take
where
care
that
of
is
snakes.
because I really don't want
I
to
think
go.
we call that open range snake.
Open range. That's true. That's
I
a
mean,
better
if you
term,
want to
yeah.
come to my house,
Or
we can
free
dig around
range.
in the woods and find a snake in probably about 20 minutes.
I'm sure. Well, probably less than that in your area.
Actually, I know where they.
They're right. You have a wood pile out back still.
I know where they stay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get them.
Do you have a snake hotel on your property?
No, I don't kill snakes. So.
I thought like your
Because they
affinity,
help out with the mice and all.
Yeah, oh yeah,
your affinity for hotels that you've just started your own
snake motel.
snake
You would
Marriott.
apply everything that you've learned over the last 2
everything,
years.
right. Consistency, right? That's the key.
little LC like LED screens that say like "Welcome, Mr. Corn Snakes."
Corn snakes.
Mr. Scales.
Mr. Scales. That's funny.
So when you said it, that it was open to the public. That's what made me think of Reptile Gardens from when I was a kid.
Okay, so you watch this movie Fight or Flight, and you think I should watch it when it comes out?
I think Christian would like
streaming
that.
next week.
I don't know about what Farrell's likes are, but Bobby definitely would not like
Doesn't
it.
know. I think Farrell's down for whatever. He just
I'm
watched.
absolutely positive I wouldn't.
He watched all the Star Wars in 3 days somehow. So
That's true.
I saw a Nick Cage movie called The Surfer that I got a promo ticket for.
I'm pretty sure I won't like that.
You won't like, but his performance is great. He's basically like,
is he? Hold on.
it's a psychological.
Is he
movie.
a surfer?
He is.
Oh
Or
God!
he tries to be.
Does he?
He goes back to his home of Australia, even though he grew up in the States. He originally was
Right,
born
but
there.
does he have like a Southern California surf? Does he talk like a California?
He talks like he was from like
Do they take
New
its
York or
face
something.
off?
I wish that's going to be remade.
Does he scrape his face against the coral reef and has to have a
but
has to have a procedure?
Procedure.
But it's basically him having this psychological battle against this local gang of surfers that won't let him surf there now as an old man.
This sounds awful, Phil.
And he goes there as a businessman looking to buy a house, and they basically strip him down to nothing by the time he's there. He's a bum by the end of the movie.
What's the name of this movie again?
It's called The Surfer. It's supposed to be an indie arts.
Man,
artsy
I'll
movie.
tell you
So
what.
how would you rate the amount of snakes in this movie?
There was, I think,
Meets
there was one
expectations,
snake, I think, in the
exceeds,
movie.
or below?
There's one snake in this movie.
So was it enough snake? Is that all they needed?
I expected there to be more wild animals, being that it's set in Australia. I was
It's
like,
set
everything in
and
Australia is there to
filmed.
kill you.
There's
so
there's more snakes than there's creative thought to it.
maybe.
Yeah.
Promo Phil over here.
And then one of the other things I saw, the last promo thing I saw was called "Watch the Skies," and that's the other 9 out of 10. I'd
rather watch the skies than those previous two films.
You would. So Watch the Skies it's a UFO film made.
No way.
It's a foreign film from Sweden that
I'm
was
out.
limited release over here, but it's in English. But it's about a girl who loses her father in the 80s and grows up. She thinks he's been abducted, but she can't prove it. But she's like this genius kid, and she eventually jumps forward to the 90s where she's a teenager now instead of a little kid.
Isn't this just Contact?
It has a premise like that, but aside from Contact and Close Encounters, this is one of my probably the third best UFO movie I've ever seen after those two, because I love Contact.
What about what was that that UFO movie? It was like where the picture was like the spaceship, like with the guy floating up into it. It was called it was like in the 90s, early 90s. Fuck, man.
Body Snatchers?
No, I want to say Sightings, but that was a show.
I remember Fire in the Sky from the 80s.
Fire in the Sky.
Close Encounters?
that was based on a true story from the 80s.
Yeah. But what
Well,
was
how
it?
true
How,
was it?
Wait, it was been 89 or some
Yeah, it was
shit. Like it was
late
right
80s,
there.
Yeah.
Based on a true story about aliens.
I mean, I'm sorry, a true story about a guy who claimed abduction and got sexually assaulted by aliens.
You know
Whoa, that took a turn.
Yeah, that's like where it came from.
Yeah.
like the whole getting
Dude, I
probed
remember
by
being scared of
aliens.
that movie when I saw it as a kid.
So this movie he's talking about has an 83 tomato meter and is 77.
Fire in the Skies from 1993.
Oh, dude, why did I think it was the 80s?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
And also speaking,
when I was a kid, yeah.
there's like a Swedish comedian. Have you seen this person going that makes like anatomy jokes? She makes she makes a lot of eye jokes that I really enjoy, like eyeballs. The cornea, the better. You know?
I was waiting for this setup. I was like, what the fuck are you getting at?
That was awful.
So
I don't know if I can
didn't read
take the
rating.
two of you doing this.
The rating that you just
Hang
read.
on a second. Does not meet expectations. Fucking awful. Anyways.
Anyways,
I got that from Nick. Shout out to Nick.
the 83% you were reading was about Watch the Skies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think anybody should see it if you like science fiction at least a little bit.
Okay.
So, and it's about her hooking up with not
aliens,
not hooking up, but meeting up with the group that before he disappeared, her father was part of UFO Sweden, and that's what this whole movie is based on. Because UFO Sweden in real life is an actual organization. They're known for doing radical stuff that breaks laws and stuff to try to get information about UFOs.
Wow, the connections between all of them. So there's snakes in the
There's
first
no
one.
connections that I was trying to imply about the movies.
Then there's a snake in the Surfer movie. Surfers are radical. And then there's radical stuff going on at this
Is there fish in the second one? Are there fish in the Surfer movie?
On the Surfer? Well, it's implied because they're at the ocean. But
Swedish fish.
Underrated candy, by the way. I love Swedish fish.
So does my kid.
did you try the sour ones that came out?
I had like a blue raspberry lemonade one or something.
Oh yeah, because that was the new flavor.
It was.
Yeah, they came out with just that in a bag, all blue raspberry lemonade. They're pretty good.
Wow.
So I recommend Watch the Skies to anybody because that's, other than Warfare, the other movie I saw that was a 9 out of 10. Those are the 2 9s for me this year.
Nice.
And then the
Phil, what happened with your bathroom emergency last week? I'm more interested in that.
I had a
Did you shit yourself?
no.
Okay.
I had a toilet that was kind of starting to overflow.
At home.
Yeah, so I was like, I had to text Bobby. I said, I can't make it. I have a bad, I think I said restroom situation or
I
something.
think you should have a bathroom emergency.
Yeah. I was like,
but I just figured you'd shit yourself.
no. It was, well, I mean.
Do you use too much toilet paper, Phil, at home when you're...
Possibly, I might have. But there's a toilet that's a little finicky. And sometimes if I'm not thinking about
it.
well, I mean, it's functional, but it's like.
Imagine you were the toilet and some other person just came and just
put it on you all the time.
literal waste.
So
into
hang
you
on.
all
so
day long.
when I
And
first
you're like, what
when I
do you
first
do to
moved
work?
to Thailand,
You moved to Thailand?
I enjoyed girls watching girls shit on other girls, and by the end of it, I was paying men to shit on me while other girls watched it because I wanted to see what the toilet felt like.
That's a
The White Lotus.
White Lotus plunge yourself.
reference.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was just your bathroom. Bathroom's good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It resolved later that
Did
day.
you have to get a snake?
No, I did not.
Well, if you ever need one,
I just knew it was
I'm
going
your
to take.
Huckleberry.
So that and potting. I mean,
Oh yeah.
buttons.
So if I ever need a snake, I know
Buttons
well,
and
if I ever need
snakes.
brakes and calipers, I know I can come to your boy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure quality work. He works by the hour, so get ready.
So the last thing I saw, and this was on Amazon Prime, I saw Another Simple Favor, the sequel to A Simple Favor. The Blake,
Oh, hang on, A Simple Favor starring.
Blake Lively and Anna Kendricks.
There's a
There's a sequel. Well, you guys.
I'm so confused.
Well, the reason I bring it up
Is this the movie where Ryan Reynolds and the dude double team
No.
Blake Lively? Oh wait, that really happened.
So, but anyway,
God, that shit's funny.
the reason I bring this up is because I put the trailer for this earlier in the year, and Bobby did talk about it in the notes because it brings up the Blake Lively situation because this movie would have been in theaters, but it got trounced because of Lively's whole fucking mess in her life.
What happened to her?
So it was. If you like Hitchcock style movies, it's a good.
I'm not watching any of this shit, Phil. I'm just human.
I would expect Bobby to watch any of this. Although you should watch The Skies. That was good.
Yeah, I would rather watch this guy.
Just go outside and look up.
Yeah, I would rather watch this guy.
All right, I'm done wasting your time.
It's not even your fault, Phil. It's Hollywood's fault. I just don't think that much good is coming out.
Well,
of
Watch
it.
the Skies is good because it's not Hollywood.
Right,
It's from-
I mean, I'm using that term somewhat loosely,
yeah.
but I hear you.
but if you like The Simple Favor, the sequel is decent.
Okay,
Anyway, that's
another
it.
simple favor.
Yeah, another Simple Favor.
Yeah.
Like holding the door.
Hopefully, it'll be a trilogy. It'd be one more simple favor.
So what are you doing like your free
Just
time?
one.
Phil?
The last simple favor.
You gotten in any weird hobbies since you have all
Done
the
so
free
many
time?
favors
No.
for you, and you've done nothing in
basically-
return.
Oh,
So I was asking
weird
Phil
hobbies.
if he had gotten, since he has all this free time now, if he gotten into any weird hobbies, or
No.
have you gotten weirder with any of your hobbies?
not really.
I know you're jerking the shit out of that. That hand's going crazy.
Nothing but air and opportunity, right?
Yeah, I guess.
How's the Mountain Dew Baja
It is
Cabo
good.
Citrus?
I thought you gave that to Chris.
Well,
I brought- I had two
come
of
on,
them.
man. He comes strapped. So is this a new flavor this summer? They bring it back from because I can't keep up.
No,
man.
I believe this.
I
is,
had a spreadsheet,
this
but
is
I
a-
gave up on
this
it
is
years
a new.
ago.
Oh, you had a spread? No, of course you did. Damn.
I had Brian bring make.
Yeah,
for me.
Brian Brink's got the whole. Did he have a flow chart of Mountain Dew flavors?
That's
This is
it.
one of the new Baja flavors. It's Cabo Citrus. It's supposed to be tropical citrus punch dew, and it's supposed to be a perfect pairing with Doritos. It's a double promo with Doritos.
How you liking it?
It's good. I wouldn't say it's in
Have
my
you
top.
had the Doritos?
Is the Doritos flavor dew?
Or is it just nacho cheese Doritos like your standard?
It's just nacho cheese Doritos.
Yeah.
Is nacho cheese flavor dew? That's wild.
No.
No, it's Dew flavored like. It's Mountain Dew flavored like Doritos. That's flavored like Mountain Dew.
Really?
No.
Oh God.
But I mean, it's conceivable.
Yeah.
They do some crazy shit there.
Yeah. I ended up drinking that Mountain Dew alcoholic beverage.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
I haven't tried it yet.
It went down.
Nothing special.
I wouldn't buy it.
Not going to get you
I was
buzzed.
thinking about drinking it tonight.
So it's not bad. I think it'd be better if it instead of said the bottom house says 0 sugar. If it said some sugar, I think
Let's just malt at that point.
it's just that artificial sugar taste throws it off for me.
Okay.
But whatever, and probably a little bit more alcohol wouldn't hurt.
Because it's supposed to be.
I thought it was like 6.5% though.
5.
Oh, maybe I got the one that was 6.5.
Is it supposed to be like regular Dew flavor or like Baja flavor?
Baja,
Okay. I wonder if they use the stevia for
What
that.
is regular Dew flavor?
like your standard Mountain Dew.
Oh,
It's
it's
a- well,
like
it's
the
about-
morning Dew.
It's classic.
Originally, Mountain Dew was supposed to be like a citrus flavor.
No, it kind of sure.
Anyway, it was fine. It was fine. I like if I was somewhere and somebody was like, "Hey, you want one?" I'd be like, "Sure," but I would never buy it.
Right.
Gotcha. That's it.
That's it for you. And then Farrell was here first. Chris, how was your nerd week?
Oh boy. Well, I'll get around everything non-Star Wars related and then we can have-
Well, we can close it because you watched all Andor 1 and 2, right?
I did not watch 2.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well,
Not yet.
then you and I could have you finished it?
I did.
All right, let me get through the rest of it, then we can get to that.
Okay.
So we only had a 2-week window for people to order the Rock Box, and we posted a lot about it. And of course, I ordered shirts, and then 20 minutes later, hey man, sorry. Hey, I didn't see. Sorry, and we just had a deadline, so we're cutting it pretty close here to get everything done.
Yeah.
We got all that shit
them the
ordered.
rules.
Everything's in transit. So I think I mentioned I watched The Equalizer on the airplane not long ago.
Oh, which one?
The first one.
Okay.
I watched the first one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It has a lot of John Wick vibes to it. Just Denzel. So I know Bobby's immediately on board.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let me watch the second one, and I got on the plane home, and they didn't have the screens on the.
Boom.
And so I'm like, fuck it, I'll find it later. And it turns out it was on Amazon. So I'm like, I'll put it on while I'm working. It was fucking awful. The second one is rough.
The weakest out of the three.
Pedro Pascal's in it.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. I just didn't think it was good.
Yeah,
so I had to make myself finish it.
Have you seen the third one?
No, that's next. I'm going to watch that.
The third one I thought was okay. I thought the third one was better than the second
I
one.
didn't like the second one at all.
The third one's interesting because Dakota Fanning's in it as an adult, and it's a cool reunion between her and Denzel because she was in Man on Fire when she was a child.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. I mean, Man on Fire was a famous movie.
It was a famous Denzel movie.
Was that Pita?
It was the girl's name.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Creasy?
No.
Creasy
But that was the movie.
These are all things from Man on Fire.
Yeah.
That was the movie that I finally gave in and subscribed to my buddy Shoulder's theory that Denzel Washington was not a good actor.
Denzel Washington.
That he just plays a really good role, extremely well.
Yeah. That's why in Gladiator 2 he had a New York accent.
Yeah, just like when he was
Wild
from
as fuck.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
or L.A.
Yeah.
Or New Orleans in
was-
Man of Fire.
He was in the movie Philadelphia.
He was.
That's the reference I'm making.
I saw that. I thought you were talking about a Philly accent.
No, I'm saying he still has the same accent
Yes.
regardless of where he
Yeah.
I am completely caught up on The Last of Us.
As am I.
I didn't see the one from last night.
Okay. I will say that how the fuck. Hey, let's go to this place where nobody knows we're here and we're trying to keep it low, but I'm going to go turn on this generator that fucking runs for some reason, and we're going to turn on all the fucking lights in this building. Nobody's going to fucking notice that. What the fuck?
Or they're running around with flashlights.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm like, why are you using flashlights
And
when you're
shooting
trying to
guns.
be sneaky? And honestly, I know it's just a storytelling trope, but it's so like, oh, this is a level in the video game. You know, sneaking through here and not letting the lights hit you. I'm like, actually, I just did this exact mission in a video game the other day. So I don't know, man. And like this last the episode you haven't seen yet is a flashback to Joel and her.
Okay. I've seen memes of it.
Yeah, and it's like,
So this episode was probably the best of the season so far.
I've heard that also.
the flashback episode.
Yeah.
I've heard that also.
But I know they're going to get right back to fucking it up. So Eric B messaged me last night
Wow.
about it. And
yeah. I don't think Phil was like, wow.
You making friends.
Well, the reason I said
Have
wow
you-
is because
hang
the
on.
guys, the more, I haven't watched any of this.
Okay.
And I've never played the game, but I intended to watch it eventually. But the more I hear you guys talk about it, the less I want to watch it. It sounds terrible.
watch season 1.
Season
one's
one's
really
great.
But season 2 is trash.
Well, so
I'm
just
so far-
jury's out for me.
just to keep it in perspective here.
Because I know people, I know the second game is very controversial.
Well, and the
That's what
reason
they
was
did.
it got leaked that Joel dies in like the immediate
Yeah.
first act of the game or some shit.
Okay.
So everybody was up in arms about that.
Gotcha.
But you know what? My wife sat there and watches it with me, and we watched the new episode last night. She's like, "Why couldn't they just left him dead?" Because she was like crying.
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'd already gotten him out of my mind, and they brought him back. And
just for the flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so the flashback was good though. Like, it explained some stuff.
it explained a lot. It explains that I think the girl's kind of a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Which
and-
one? The Ellie?
The lead, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way she treats him, and
Yeah, and it's like, so before I watched last night's episode, like, you know, Eric B was talking to me about it, and I was like, you know, it's like I'm almost done watching it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm almost just like mid-season being like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
we mentioned
because
that last week.
it's just like the premise.
I usually do that after one episode of a lot of shows.
None of you guys have ever played the games, or
I played the first one after I watched the first
I
season.
played part of the first game and got kind
Okay.
of bored.
And
liked
you
it.
got all the way through the
Yeah,
first game.
I liked
Okay.
it.
But it's just the premise of the show now that I can't buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first season is about, in my mind, is about a guy protecting a young girl as they go through this world that everything's trying
Just
to
trying to
kill 'em.
survive. Yeah.
And the girl is teaching him that it's okay to care about other people again, through all the loss that he's had, right? And that's like the nugget to me of the story that I think is fine.
And they're not related, right? He picks her up somewhere. And,
Right.
Okay.
So that I can get behind. But now you've got two 19-year-old girls who are in this violent fucking world trying to kill them, and they're just like oafing their way through it.
Yeah, slamming the tank lid.
Oh no, they'd be dead inside.
Finger
an hour.
popping each other.
Yeah, well, no,
right, yeah.
but that's kind of
Doesn't
part of
make
it.
any sense.
Raleigh fingers and the fucking greasy mustache, man.
But
I'm
that's
telling you.
kind of like part of it, right? Like, they're in a new city that they've never been in. It's just the two of them, yet they find time to just start finger blasting each other.
Yeah,
Like, that is,
and turn on all the fucking lights in the building.
yeah, it's like that would get you fucking killed. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, you're supposed to be on, like, every zombie movie. As soon as you let
even
your
this
guard
show
down
is
is
set-
when you fucking die.
This show has set ground rules on how everything works, and it's like, oh, nobody told you guys, you've experienced this. We've seen you experience this shit. Why are you being a fucking idiot?
Right. They were children when it happened. They should be well versed in this.
Yeah, they grew up in this.
in this world of, like, now, like, you know, if it happened today, some 19-year-old girl might not know that this is how the world works. And, like, when I, you know,
Yeah. No,
light the
'cause she'd be
candle
like-
at night,
try-
the raiders see
She'd be
the,
trying to
the
get a
light,
signal
like,
on her
oh,
phone and get
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
her
it's
face
just-
eaten
But
off.
if you grew up in it, you should be
Well,
well
sure.
aware.
You'd be
Yeah,
well
yeah.
aware. And, like, Jesse had to, like, come in and, like, save the day.
And how the fuck did Jesse find them? Like,
like,
what the
what the
fuck?
fuck
Where did
is-
this guy just? Sorry, spoilers. Just fucking.
No, I've
he's-
seen
he's
that.
fine.
Oh,
Oh,
that was in
that was right. I'm sorry because I watched 2 weeks.
So a guy comes
Yeah,
in and
totally.
saves them because they were acting like idiots.
Yeah, it's
one
just-
of the guys from their camp.
Oh,
They
okay.
just
he just trekked 4 fucking days and
To
round
find them, or he just
find them in a
randomly
random
found them?
fucking building in the middle
Okay.
of the city.
So that was a random find. He wasn't looking for them.
no,
he was looking
for them,
okay.
but they're in Seattle.
Oh,
You
that's
know the
Seattle's
fuck
huge.
yeah, they
Yeah.
just happens to find them. And,
Oh yeah, that's wild.
I mean,
well, he looked for the building with all the lights.
maybe ask and then answer. Phil just solved the
Yeah,
fucking
but why didn't the
plot point.
fucking people that are there in Seattle find them too then?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
and I'm guessing not every human being there is friendly because everybody's
Oh
out for
God,
their own,
no
out
one
for their
is.
own
None of
resources.
them are.
Yeah.
It's all
None
you've
of them
seen
are.
The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the exact same concept.
yeah.
It's all armies and clicked up.
I only
and-
had more interest in this for the creature shit. More
Yeah.
than anything.
And
than
the other
Walking
thing is
Dead.
the people that are in Seattle know they're there.
Then how
They've
the
already
fuck
shot
are
at
they
them.
not dead?
They've already looking for them. And then, like, lights flick on at this fucking building. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, that must be Tony just out gallivanting around.
Because
In this,
real world, if people are fighting for resources, as soon as you know a person is there, you're going to seek them out to
Yeah.
try and take their
But
their
they're
shit
already
from
looking
them.
for them.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah.
So
They should be dead.
I'm going to give it, because the flashback episode was decent, I'm going to give it one more. and I might just.
Well, I think you're real close to the end of the season.
Well,
I think it's only 9 episodes.
So what did Eric
There's only
B.
2
ask you
more.
about it?
It just if I'm still out on it,
And this
I
was
like,
yesterday?
Yeah, like
Because
nonstop.
yesterday Eric B also hit me up, and he created. I have a bigger flex. Eric B. Eric B. created a chat between me, him, and Derek because Eric B. finally saw Thunderbolts and he wanted to talk about it.
Oh, my little chat.
He knew Derek and I had seen it. So I was like, "Oh, what?"
Wow.
Yeah, I
it
still
pops
haven't
up on
seen
my
that
phone.
shit.
He created a chat with. I was like,
I haven't seen
what
it
is
either.
this?
I just hasn't been.
I just haven't given a shit.
It's not that I don't give a shit. It's just it hasn't been a priority.
Yeah.
That's like not giving a shit.
Well, kind of.
Hasn't been enough of a shit. Haven't given enough of a shit.
Yep.
If you give too much, you might have a bathroom emergency.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Can't have that.
it's
That's fair.
it's quite divisive. So, I don't know if I've mentioned it lately, but our yard is like a haven
motel.
Well, it's a haven for mushrooms because it's it's shaded. It's and
it
it's
is.
been damp and it got pretty warm. So
Mushrooms and snakes.
yeah, I haven't seen any snakes this year, but we have these mushrooms. We
Business
have,
is not good then.
we do have a rotting log pile that the previous owners of the property or someone had cut trees down, just piled wood up, and we've just left it.
I remember
so
Mason finding one
these
back then.
mushrooms, we found these growing.
Wow.
And what's crazy is these things have like a so you see they kind of start curling up on the edges there. They only have like a 24-hour lifespan because at the end of their life they turn into these things and then drip black slime.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
They're
It's actually black ink. It's fucking wild. They just deteriorate to nothing in like 24 hours. I'm like, wow, I got to see their life cycle. They're actually still more blooming on that. So
like an onion.
What type of mushroom are they? Do you know? Have you like?
I looked it up. I don't remember something.
Are they
They're not poisonous. They
edible?
That's the next question. They haven't been confirmed edible, but they're not poisonous, Phil. So if you want to come by,
What is it? What is the effect of the black ink?
I didn't
Makes
lick it
things
or
black.
touch it.
I dipped a pen in it and see if I could write my
I told
name.
Mason's girlfriend, who's an artist, to like you should collect the ink and draw mushrooms with the ink of mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's like mushroom inception. Let's see here. Before we get into Andor, I started something, Bobby.
Tell me.
That you have been talking about for years.
Tell me.
I started the Gemstones.
Oh, okay.
I'm on, I don't know, there's only like, 8 or 9 episodes per season?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
something like that.
So I'm 3/4 of the way through the first season. We
I
just
still got to see that. That's HBO.
Yeah.
What a cast of characters. I will say.
What a cast of characters.
I will say, I was surprised after watching the first couple episodes that you like this show because it is so sitcom-y. Like the not like commie, like putting people in camps in the 50s commie.
No.
But
No, it's
silly.
silly. Sitcom, yeah, just almost to the point where like I remember one particular scene where the two brothers are arguing about something, and it's just so like fucking TGIF sitcom setup-y.
Yeah, I can't
And
say.
I'm like, I
Does it have
can't
a laugh track?
Yeah,
no, it doesn't. But it's just like
but they
these-
say the F word, so it's all.
Oh, they say every word. I mean, just to paint the picture of the first season, it's what's his name?
And Walton Goggins is
Danny,
awesome.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride's character, basically, there's a sex tape. It's him and whores and cocaine, and it just unravels from there. So it kind of tells the story of that.
Daddy, I got a problem, Daddy.
But I will tell you that Baby Billy, Walton Goggins can do no wrong.
Yeah, he's
That
great.
guy.
He's awesome actor.
Oh, so where I'm at now is
Say no Hobbit house.
this is this is the episode after they have a collision with the dude stealing all the money, and that's where I'm at. And they've just like, I guess the oldest son is just revealed it was all his idea or whatever. That's where I'm at. So
Yeah, it's good.
it kind of. I pushed through for you because I know
don't push through for me.
No, I'm just saying. Like the first, it was a little bit of a drag at the beginning because it was just so like. And I know they were just painting the picture of this batshit crazy family, but these people are just so. And the daughter, holy shit, she is unhinged.
I find her smoking hot.
I knew you would.
Who's the
Nobody you've ever heard of.
Oh, okay.
No,
dude,
she's been in a bunch
Okay,
of.
she's
It's
hot.
got to be
She's
related
hot.
to mother issues for me, like because she's just fucking insane.
Well, some would say most.
She is batshit
your-
crazy.
stuff
Yeah.
might be
Like, so she just got like her boyfriend. She goes, so First of all, I'm disappointed that you never told me that the motherfucking Piggly Wiggly is in this.
Oh, shit.
Because her boyfriend that broke up with her is the pharmacist at the pharmacy at the Piggly Wiggly.
That's great.
And I didn't realize that. And here comes the big old girl with bringing him lunch that's got on the Piggly Wiggly shirt. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did nobody ever tell me?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's fucking great. It's great. I'm enjoying it.
Do you like it better than the vampire comedy show? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. But
True Blood?
I mean, huh?
No.
The vampire yeah, you know.
Well, I can't even really compare those because one's on fucking FX with, you know, they do cuss a little bit towards the end. I guess FX got kind of loose with that shit. But, you know, this is just a raw ass HBO show. And I did notice something. So I've watched plenty of HBO shows over the years. Probably the one I watched the most over the years was The Sopranos, right? I will say HBO is so consistent with the way that their recaps are cut. It's the exact same way they've been cutting them since the fucking Sopranos. I just noticed that. I'm like, because it's very concise, tells you everything you need to know. Like, and I love that, especially if you're binging something. You're like, oh, I don't remember what happened 2 seasons ago. Why is this person important? And they give you just like 30 seconds of exposition explaining why. And I'm like, oh, that means that this episode they're going to come
back.
Yeah,
for sure.
Means Joey Pants is going to come back. And shout out to Joey Pants for being in the last episode of The Last of Us. He doesn't last long, but he's there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Did you recognize him? Joey Pantoliano. He's the therapist's husband.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit part, but it's kind of surprising to see. And Andor.
Andor.
Wow.
Yeah, so, talking about like recap cut.
Yep.
Andors are terrible.
The recaps.
Yeah.
Really? Maybe
I got bored watching the season 1 recap.
Was a lot of hallways?
Staircases too. A lot of staircases.
So I was like,
and people going up and down the staircase.
I was going to try to start Andor season 2. So I was like, I'll watch the recap. It's like 2 minutes later.
I think actually
like 7-minute recap.
So I want to talk
on a second. Under advisement. I know we were trying to make this experiment work. I really think you should watch Rogue One and then try to watch those 2 series.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get through the second one because the second one's harder to get through than the first.
Because if you don't know like where we're going with this, it doesn't really make any sense for you to give a shit.
Okay.
So watch Rogue One.
And
then go back and watch Andor.
I tried.
Yeah. You gave it the college try.
No,
Look,
and I mean, I
have to watch Andor season 2. I have to watch it on my phone, or I'll spend the entire episode on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to stop watching it on television because I was spending most of the time on my phone.
Okay.
Wow.
And sometimes I watch it in uncomfortable chairs
on purpose, just so you won't like nod off or something. Okay.
You can just not watch it all.
It's over now.
I know.
You know, but like
it's over.
So this was the end of the series.
It's over. Yeah. So it literally leads
right to the beginning of Rogue One.
No.
Yeah. No.
Not like they said.
Okay.
Well,
were saying.
So I'll tell you, I watched Rogue One right after, and the end of Rogue One, he leaves to. I'm sorry. The end of the series, he leaves to go meet up with the spy that's in Saw's camp, and that's not like the first scene of Rogue One. It's the first scene he's in.
But it's the first scene he's in Rogue One. Okay.
And I noticed something immediately watching that. The guy the first person he kills, he's got a Rido mask. He on that sauce.
That's another thing. Like they got that. I thought that was going to go somewhere in that show.
I think they were just explaining why he was so batshit crazy, man.
I don't need everything explained. You know, like unless you're going to do something interesting with it.
I thought that was super interesting.
Unless you're going to do something with it.
What do you mean with it?
Like turn it into something.
Like the Rido thing? Like
a plot device. Like it serves no plot point. You know, there's no point to it. And that's my thing with this show is like this show really frustrates me because I know there's a good story in there. I can see it. I need a machete to just chop down all of the peripheral bullshit that like isn't, in my opinion, is not necessary. Dude, I did a I wish I had it, but I did it on Laura's phone, where I took a scene from Andor and it's the scene where the guy's sitting down. It's like a white,
lots of
buildings.
guys.
Yeah, no kidding. And one walks up to him and talks to
what-
Lutheran in season 2,
just got
episode
exciting. Somebody
7.
walked up?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's when is it when?
So anyway, I'm filming it with her phone. I took it, sent it to my email, cut it, and I cut down a 3-minute sequence into 10 seconds. And you don't miss a beat. Like, it's just paced awful. It's awfully paced, in my opinion. Like, and to a point where it was one of the most challenging things that I've watched in a long time, just to keep me invested in it. And I don't think it's a bad story. I think it's a good story told poorly.
Well, I'm sorry you don't like all the beats, but I mean, there's a scene when Lonnie, who's the spy, knows it's over with and meets Luthen, and it's just them two on that.
There's Lutherans?
Yeah, just like in Mormons and
Yeah, that's
in
the
The
second.
Expanse?
That's the second bench conversation.
Okay, so that conversation there, so the way that is shot is brilliant. Like the negative space. I mean, I get super nerdy about that stuff. Like the way they shot them from behind, where it's like you're not talking to anybody. I don't know. It's just an incredible. It's a breakdown. I watched several videos on them breaking down like how they shot it, using the what do they call
Is
it?
the volume
Rule
thing?
of thirds.
Oh,
no.
okay.
There's no volume at all in there.
Oh, really?
It's all,
Okay.
it's all sets. I mean, there's some green screen.
Oh, you
for
mean
some,
rule of thirds as far as screen space?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Just fantastic stuff, and the Luthen and Dedra scene. She's reaching beyond her place to do this, and fucking golly, everything unravels. Every guess I had about how this was going to go was wrong.
I was 100% right about the big twist.
Being
Who the character was.
which character?
I mean, there's one big twist as to who a character is.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I was right about that.
And
totally don't give a shit. Totally don't give a shit. Like, it should have been a like, what is it? Could it be?
Palpatine's back?
Yeah, somehow. And I was just like, doesn't change. That doesn't affect the price of tea in China.
Okay,
Like,
Well, not. I mean, with the tariffs.
yeah, well, it certainly doesn't affect it as much as
I
those
guess maybe
bloody
not
things.
in China, but like
Yeah.
outside of
It's interesting because everybody I hear online raves about that show.
So it's funny.
So-
I'm getting a lot of people writing me saying,
Really?
dude, I think this is the most boring thing I've ever watched.
Really?
And nobody
Okay.
is fucking talking about it.
Huh, interesting. Okay.
I haven't heard that at all from anybody.
I haven't heard
And
that
they're saying that it's so overwhelming. Like every thread that they look at, people are just like so perfect, and they're like, I think it's
Yeah.
the most boring fucking
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen in the world. And they're like, you're
That's
the
all
first
I've
person
seen,
I've heard
too.
say it.
Yeah.
You know,
You're the only person I heard who's really scrutinized
Yeah.
it a lot. So I forgot. I had a Last of Us question.
Andal.
Because you guys have all seen it. What is the reference for the T-Rex that's in the show?
Oh, they're at a museum.
Okay, so it's just a statue.
Yep,
Okay, because I saw a
she
meme with it. I was
climbs
like,
up
what the
on-
hell
no.
is this?
And-
Oh, of course.
Then they go
Beverly
I gotta
Hills
ask
sees
about
a,
it, yeah.
sees a dinosaur underneath.
Dinosaurs are here to stay.
Dinosaurs here to stay. All right, sorry. I just
That's
had
it.
to ask.
That's it for me.
Farrell?
Oh boy, here we go.
No. So not crazy. Because we recorded like what last Friday or something.
Mm. That's Tuesday.
Thursday.
Tuesday. I don't know.
Was it Tuesday?
It was Tuesday because we hadn't seen Andor yet.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
So I watched the recap to season 1 of Andor.
Fell asleep.
It was only 7 minutes long. But I started playing Sudoku after about 2.5 minutes. But so then I restarted. I realized what I was doing. Like, no. The 7-minute version is pretty palatable.
And my thing is like, I think season 1's a far easier watch than season 2.
But I did not start season 2 yet. So I think I'm going to try to watch. I think I'm going to watch Rogue One and then go back and see if I can't rewatch 1 and see if that makes any difference. So the weekend was kind of like free of content. Had some big training Saturday that took up most of the day. Then I drove to Virginia to see my brother, who is it Monday or Tuesday right now?
Today is
Monday.
Monday.
So he is on a plane in 4 hours to move to New Zealand.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the other side of the fucking planet.
For what?
Yeah. So
Work?
Yeah. So he is a video game developer.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, wow. Can you tell who he works
New
for?
lore unlocked.
Or what he's worked on?
I don't know if he wants.
Okay. That's fair.
So he dealt a lot in the like fantasy kind of game stuff, like skills and.
Did he work locally or did he?
He was in Georgia.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking of a certain company that's local.
So he got laid off
Oh,
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Doge, am I right?
Right. But so I think the company that he was working for had significant revenue problems, and he made it through like 3 or 4 rounds of cuts, and then eventually I think they were down to like skeleton crew, and
that's rough.
So but so he was applying to a bunch of different similar jobs, video game developing, and he got picked up by this New Zealand company in Auckland, New Zealand.
I
believe that's in California.
Auckland, New Zealand. There's probably an Auckland, California somewhere.
So he's moving there. So I went down, spent the weekend or the Saturday night and Sunday with them.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So he's got a family.
How do you feel about that?
So 2 questions there.
Yeah, sorry.
So he's got a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
That is moving with him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which, pretty big step for you.
Yeah. That's.
I really hope it works out.
I'm sure they all do.
Yeah, but like,
How long have they been together?
Yeah, that's true.
Please say 3 months. Please say 3 months.
like a year,
All right. Well,
That's 12 months.
maybe a little bit longer. I'm really
Yikes.
bad. I'm really bad with that. I'm a bad brother. Sorry.
No, you wouldn't.
But I just know that like there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong in something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, regardless of how long you've been together.
Yeah,
that's
like
a
that's a
huge
huge
change.
thing,
It is.
right? So,
wow.
Life is being shaken up.
but so like we spent a whole bunch of time watching videos about New Zealand, and like I had never really looked into New Zealand, right?
I mean, that's where you find a Hobbit house.
Next island.
There is a Hobbit house there.
There's literal Hobbit houses there.
There is some wild, just like they have a glacier
Yep.
on their South Island.
Yep. Because it's the opposite of it here.
And then they have like beach coves that's like 90 minutes away from that, which is just crazy.
The range of environments there is pretty wide.
Cool. I wish him the best. And I probably will not go to visit.
Well, that's kind of
I don't
understandable.
really want to spend 23
Do you
hours
think
on
you'll?
a plane.
Yeah, but what were you going to do that day anyway? Seriously.
Masturbate.
Well, you can do that on the plane. You can do that on the plane.
You can't vape on a plane?
Oh, okay.
You probably can.
I definitely do. But you ain't allowed to.
Do you think you'll ever see him again?
I hope so.
Okay. I mean, I get that. Do you think you will?
I imagine that he'll come home
What would your magic 8 ball say?
That he'll move to Thailand.
50-50. You know,
That's crazy to consider.
Well, Thailand's not that far away, so he could move to Thailand. And
You could meet him in Thailand. You
At
could meet him
last.
It's like a
hey,
halfway
listen,
point.
I don't know if you know this
probably
or not,
how it's going to happen.
but one night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble.
That's probably how it would happen.
Yeah.
But
what was my question?
Your question is what I think. What?
Oh,
was
I guess
your
I think
thought?
just how do you feel
Yeah.
about
How
it?
do you feel about him? Moving?
yeah.
I didn't know you had a brother.
I have two brothers,
Oh, wow. Lore unlock.
And a sister?
2 sisters.
Damn.
Holy
You're
shit.
a pretty big family.
They're all half.
Right.
Oh.
So the one sister I
So
don't
2
talk
siblings,
to
if you add it all up.
right.
Okay.
One sister I don't talk to at all anymore, and then the 2 brothers and a sister on my dad's side I do talk to. So yeah, I mean, like it sucks that he's leaving, but also at the same time, like he was down in Georgia for the last couple of years. So
Was he looking for the devil? What is it? I heard the devil went down to Georgia.
Oh, so it's like he's been at it.
yeah, so
So you weren't formally super close.
no,
Okay.
no. There's just a lot of like holidays and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So like over the last 4 or 5 years, it's been like, well, he's not coming home for Christmas this year because X, Y, and Z. You know, he's coming up on this other day, which is the day that I wasn't going to be down in Virginia anyway. So like, paths didn't cross all the time. So, but it definitely kind of sucks that it's like it's going to be like super infrequent now.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, you know, he seems excited. It seems like it's a great opportunity. So I'm happy for him in that way.
Hopefully it works out.
So I'm assuming he'll get a work visa to work there. How does his girl get in? I mean, I'm just, you may not know the logistics of it, but
so it seems like the rest of the world.
She's not Thai, is she?
No.
Okay.
The rest of the world is welcoming people in where we are.
Well, I understand that, but you still have to have like
no. So he has a job offer,
right? So he does. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but I think they have. I think a lot of those countries
they give you a +1,
like Norway and Sweden and everything like that. Like they are trying to get people to come in. So like the one thing that Elon Musk does say about first world countries, like declining populations and stuff, like it is true. So there's a lot of places that are looking for people that want to come in and start a family.
And I mean places like, island countries, they don't really have the same immigration issues that a lot of other.
Yeah, and I'd imagine that they want skilled people to come in.
Yeah.
Because that helps their GDP,
Sure.
And it's not like they're booming. I mean, they have a 5.5 million population for the country.
Right.
Wow.
And Flight of the Conchords is 2 of them.
Right.
Well, 3 if you count the manager.
What a great show that was.
So apparently there's 6 million sheep, 23 million sheep in New Zealand, 5.5 million people.
Yeah, how did they keep all those sheep out of the Lord of the Rings movies? They have an on-site wrangler?
They built fences.
I bet you there's a sheep wrangler listed in the credits for the Lord of the Rings movie.
Just a fence. Because the sheep don't know how to operate latches.
Yet.
Yeah. Hey, man. See this sheep hoof, like doing the velociraptor thing.
A clever girl.
Clever girl.
So did that, came back Sunday, watched some basketball, right? Oklahoma City beat Denver, which was crazy.
Did they cover the spread?
Oh, yeah. Beat them by like 35 points. Crazy. And then went right into The Last of Us.
There we go.
So, yeah. So that's about it.
I don't, and we've already talked about Andor, and look, and another thing, like, I'm not going to be the one, like, we're going to we talk about it now because we talked about it, and if Joey watches it, we'll probably talk about it again, but, like, you won't hear me bring that show up just to shit on it. Like, I wouldn't do that because, like, not in the same way that
But if it comes up,
I'm going to give my opinion on it, but I don't see it coming up a whole lot.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah, I think that once we get through, that people are going to be watching it for the first time for the next, 8 to 12 months or something like that. And then once the new Disney thing comes out, it'll shift off of the front page. And
I said, I want to make sure that I got these notes. I did make some notes about it. I said, Andor seems like the deleted scenes to a movie I really want to watch.
Okay.
It also feels like the inverse of the Snyder Cut to me. Where, like, Batman vs. Superman came out in the theater. I watched it and I was like, this is not a good movie. It's not a good story. It doesn't get it done. And then they added an hour to the story. And I was like, oh,
there it is.
that's why all of those things happened. Now it's a good story and now it's a good movie. And I just wish this is like the inverse of it, where if like they cut that out, it might do something a bit more for me. But also in the same bit, I'm not sure if anything that I saw does anything to enrich who that character is to me, Andor himself. Like some of the other ones, like Mon Mothma is different, is a different character to me now than she was before. I'm not sure if anything between season 1 to now has changed anything or makes me view Andor any differently than I already did. And then saw 6 scenes in episode 10 of characters going up and down steps. Love jokes about eyes, cornier the better. Last of Us.
Bring up one other thing.
Last of Us is losing Laura. I put that in my notes. Laura. Yeah. She's on her way out. She's just about.
Why?
So
is it similar to?
It's these 2 young girls taking on the world, and it doesn't seem realistic to her.
Okay, perfect.
and I still find it relatively fine. And I wonder if that for me is just that my expectation and my bar for video game translations is just at an all-time low in general. So I think the fact that I don't despise it, and I think it's kind of fine. It's entertainment.
So you'll continue to watch it.
I'll continue to watch it.
Okay.
But kind of somewhat begrudgingly. But that's no different than when I started episode 1.
Right.
You know, and I've been listening to an awful lot of Yellow Wolf recently.
Yeller.
Because he's our Bobby Boogie Bop episode this month.
Wow. How the fuck am I not involved in this?
Yeah, I should have probably. But yeah, so been doing a lot of Yellow Wolf research. There's a documentary on YouTube that I recommend if you're a Yellow Wolf fan called it's a Slum American something. It's like 3.5 hours long.
Wow.
Is it episode? It seemed like it was shot.
It seems like it could have been episodically.
So it was on Crackle a long time
Okay.
ago. Yeah, there's a scene I think where him and Ritz are floating down the.
Isn't that a restaurant?
Crackle Barrel.
Yeah.
Crackle was a candy bar.
It was.
It was also a streaming service.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Like a lot of that stuff about like there's some famous like that's not House of Blues TM, but it is a house where blues music was
that's
played.
a really cool where all the bands play.
Yeah, with all that history and everything, and he got the opportunity to do it. Like
it was in New Orleans.
Yeah. Yep. It was
Denzel wasn't there.
It was a cool insight, like slice of life. I mean, it's hyper, done up, right? Like I can't imagine anyone's life is just that eventful, where you're just in a different major city every day, not from touring, just to see interesting people and have adventures.
I'm sure it was a bit,
but it was still good, made for good entertainment. So I recommend it to anyone. It's a good bit, and I like him a lot. There's one thing that's interesting about his career is that there's that little blip on it.
When he was signed to Shady and some things were said
with
supposedly.
Royce.
Yeah.
And not by him.
Right. Somebody in
DJ Clever. It's like his DJ / mixing engineer. To Kid Vicious, who is Royce the 5'9's brother.
Oh, okay.
And exactly what was said, the whole thing is very smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And I would love one day to get a little Windex and a napkin.
Yeah,
clear the air.
Yeah, to what goes on, but both of them are relatively quiet about it. Yellow Wolf and Royce.
No,
both kind of relatively like. And Yellow Wolf, when he talks about it now, he's actually like, Royce is my brother. Like, we did a lot of great music together. He's like, I hate that we're in the space that we're in, but I don't feel any type of way.
I'm not like super connected to that, to all the people in that, but like I haven't seen a lot from Royce, for a while.
So. He has done a couple. He actually did a project within the last 5 years that I think was nominated for a Grammy. So he's done some stuff, but
because I thought like after Bad Meets Evil that he was going to be in the spotlight a little bit longer, and it did not seem to last.
So that Bad Meets Evil era is kind of where that 2.0. That Shady 2.0 thing looked like it was going to get wings. That he had signed Slaughterhouse, Yellow Wolf. Like that roster, that was probably the last time in my life that I was like with bated breath excited about hip hop and the potential of it.
You'll have to send me this when you're done. I'm interested on your take on how his rise to fame, because he put out a bunch of music and then basically they made a mixtape called Trunk Music, and that's what got him his record label. All the songs, Daddy's Lambo and Pop the Trunk.
Yeah, well, and also like there's this one little bit that he has before that where he became like the rock and roll hook guy. And like the people that accepted him is such an interesting swath.
Yeah,
it's Big Boy from Outkast, Joel Santana from Dipset, and Slim Thug. And
Raekwon was on one of his.
Raekwon was on the project on his project. Warning or something like that. But he did the hooks. He almost became known as like a Nate Dogg type of character, but he was able to eddy out of it somehow.
Yeah.
Like he like course corrected.
Yeah.
He is definitely and I've always liked him.
Did you listen to Sometimes Why?
Yeah. When it came out, And I like a fair bit off of it. I like the more. Sometimes he sounds like Michael Jackson on it, but you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But I quite enjoy it. Let me play a little snippet. Like it's very Michael Jackson vibes. But
I'm excited that you're talking about Yellow Man.
Well, it's funny because you
That's Yellow Wolf.
Yellow.
You don't know him like
Yellow Man.
He grew.
You actually made fun of me the first time I mentioned that I liked him to you.
What?
Yeah. You're like, man, I'm from Alabama, that motherfucker.
I'm going to see him this summer.
Let me
At his house?
Where's he playing?
Some place up in Hanover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
General admission deal.
Okay.
I've seen him 2 other times in
Is it a
Huntsville.
promo ticket?
No, I actually paid. I actually had to buy aftermarket tickets because it sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Everything up when I came to that corporate room.
That's Mike.
Yeah, I can get that vibe. Yeah. I can tell it.
I never thought about
The
that.
way he's doing his voice specifically. Yeah, it does sound like Michael.
He went on a run during COVID. I think he put out like an album
a
every
week.
month or something.
Really?
For
Yeah,
4
he-
weeks.
Damn.
My favorites out of that are I think he might Mudmouth came out somewhere. along.
Mudmouth is slept on.
That song "Dope" is on my
Is the
playlist.
shit.
I fucking love that song.
Dope.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up.
And the album he did with DJ Paul,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
good too. That's good too.
Yeah, and my favorite. So anyway,
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I was listening to him because I've been a fan. When I got turned on to him, I guess like most of the world with Pop the Trunk. I heard that was the first thing I heard from him, and I was like, I like
I
this
heard
guy.
that mixtape and it was off.
And then I got that mixtape, and then I got it all. I got Creekwater, I got Arena Rap, I got everything he had put out prior to it. And
Arena Rap's got some Candy and Dreams.
Yeah.
It's a fucking banger.
yeah. So anyway, listening back to it and going back through him, and like I was like, man, like I was like, I really do like this guy. Like he is like I think a great hip hop artist. Like he's probably in my top 5 hip hop artists, not rappers, not whatever, not greatest of all time overall, but like true artists. Like I do think he has a voice in that shit. Like I think it's, in my opinion, I don't even know if I have a 5th, but it's probably this is a hot take, but just, and I mean those words specifically, hip hop artist. It's probably Kanye West, Andre 3000, Yellow Wolf, Travis Scott, and I don't know who the 5th would be.
That's fucking incredible that you put him on that list.
All right.
I thought you were gonna say something about southern stuff.
Speaking of Kanye, is there anything new?
No, nothing new. He duped me.
What?
Hey, hang
tricked
on,
me.
hang on. Let's go back to Yellow Wolf for a second. I will say probably my favorite project of his is the name's awful. It's Ghetto Cowboy. There's some,
That sounds like a Kid Rock album.
Tennessee Love. Keep on rolling. Look at all this blood on my hands.
Tennessee Love is on
Look at all
Love
that
Story, I think.
Hands on my plate. Is it on?
I think so. Because Love Story is my favorite album of his.
Is that the second one he did?
one with the
Shady?
wolf face.
Is that the second Shady
I
album?
think it's the
Okay,
second
this is
Shady
the first album. Maybe it's not gonna.
The first one was Radioactive.
Right. The first album after he only did.
Oh,
two,
that he left was Ghetto Cowboy, I think.
Yeah.
And I like Ghetto
There's a
Cowboy.
lot of fucking bangers on that.
But anyway, so I was like, you know what? I really do like this guy. I've been a fan of him now for over a decade. Like little shit like that was like fucking with me, and I was like, he deserves a spot on the wall. So I was like, I'm getting Love Story.
There you go.
Because that's my favorite
You put the album up?
Yellow Wolf album, and I'm gonna get it. Let me get on eBay real quick.
Psych.
$500.
Yeah.
Don't love him that much.
Don't love him that much.
So you're just gonna get the vinyl and put it up like you did the other ones?
It's for the vinyl.
Yeah.
It's $500 for the vinyl.
But you were gonna display it like you did.
Yeah, so now I got to find an alternate. Like, I might try to look for a high quality printer. So
Yeah, Whiskey in the Bottle is one of my daughter's favorite songs.
So I think my favorite song by him is "Have a Safe Flight," or "Have a Great Flight." Have a great flight.
Did you stumble upon when the rebel flag became an issue and he put out a track about explaining what it meant to him and that he wasn't going to use it anymore?
Yeah, because so he at first, because a lot of people rock that shit,
Right,
like
yeah, sure. I mean, even fucking Outkast.
Outkast, 8-Ball and MJG.
Yeah.
A lot of them have throughout history rocked like the the Dixie flag or whatever, like
Pastor
the rebel
Troy.
flag. And anyway, I guess he was catching heat for it when you could catch heat, when everybody was catching heat for everything, and he was like, look, it doesn't mean that shit to me, and blah blah blah. And then I guess that church shooting happened.
Yep, that's the
and
Dylan
then he was
Klebold
like,
shit, yep.
And then he was like, well, and until people fix it, I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's an interesting dude.
What were you saying about Kanye?
Well, send me that when you get done. When you do it.
Yeah, for sure. He was duped in the sense he duped me. So, like, I'm a collector.
Really?
And
No way.
As I look around this room.
and he put out his newest song with the awful name. Right.
What's the name of it?
I like to call it H squared.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the song, and it's not even because of the content. I just don't happen to like the song. So I got a notification on my phone because he's one of my starred people that,
of course.
hey, it's available. Yeah. So I was like, fuck. So I went right to iTunes to buy it for the collection, even though I'm not a fan. I just want it in the collection. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should listen to it now that it's mixed and it's in my phone. Like, it's not on Twitter. Listen to it with headphones and figure it out. It's like a instrumental version with like a symphony playing, like on it. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have bought this had I known. Yeah. So
Collection be damned.
So there was no indication that was different of a version.
There is a slight. There is a slight, but
you were so gung ho and jonesing.
Because I'm always worried it's going to get taken down.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But don't read it. But that's what it came up as.
Okay.
So symphony is right there in the word.
Gotcha.
But,
yeah. But you were so Joan.
I was like, I don't want to lose the spot.
Yeah.
You know.
So you still think it's going to get taken down or no?
So the instrumental probably not.
Okay.
You know, but
the original track, if they had put it on,
I think they did put it up.
I don't think the instrumental part was offensive.
Yeah. So it got. I think he did put up the other one, and it did get taken down.
Really? Okay.
So this is just the instrumental to it, and I don't really need this. So he got me for $1.99. You know.
Womp womp.
Yep. And then I think that's really it. I'm trying to think.
How's our girl's ankle?
What happened?
So she hurt her ankle playing dodge. Kickball, and she's like heading into the playoffs for her softball season.
Playoffs?
Oh, this is
No,
this is your middle one.
Playoffs. And then she was picked. She got an email. She just got her email last night.
Chosen.
That she's picked for the All-Star team.
Shit.
And all this. So it's like, man, like I hope her ankle. And I think there's a chance.
Is it a sprain or what happened?
I don't think so. It's I think it was a bruise maybe. But it's like right at the growth plate. And for a young person, that's not a great injury to have at the moment. So play it by ear, see how it goes. I'm trying to think of anything else that's been going on. I don't think so. I went out Saturday night. Yeah, I went out Saturday night out on the town. Phil?
Oh, really? Which town was this?
Frederick City.
Okay.
And
Big city.
City.
What spots did you hit?
The Brewers Alley.
Okay.
That's where we had dinner.
That's with a wing.
I don't think I've ever eaten there.
Right? Or is that the dude?
I don't. Oh no. Yeah, no. Neither of them are there. But I know the ones you're talking about.
How's the food there?
It's fine. Okay. It's fine. It's like a step above bar food in my opinion. But it's a nice ambiance and whatever. I went there one time. I went there one time with Adam. I want to say for maybe like a rehearsal wedding thing or something, but like
so it's a little more upscale, not a bar restaurant.
But there's definitely televisions in there playing sports games.
Okay, that's a weird vibe then.
So I went in there and when I went with Adam the first time, and I in my mind's eye, maybe I'm wrong, but in my mind's eye, it was like you could order certain things off the menu, like you had options of, but it wasn't like the full menu because I think it was all covered and paid for. Maybe I'm bugging out. I could be bugging out on this, but
that was for some event.
Yeah, and
oftentimes I'll do a specific menu for events.
I got exactly,
choices,
but I just can't remember if I'm like excusing myself for I can't remember if this is true or not. But what I do know is true is I ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich off the kids menu.
No shit.
That tracks.
Halfway because
Is it really good bread?
So halfway because I just had never ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from a restaurant.
I don't think I ever have.
So I was like, I just want to know what this experience is like. And then the other half was I wasn't really impressed with the other options. So this time I got not that this is a hot take or anything, but I got a turkey club on like a pretzel bun.
Okay.
It was fine.
It was a turkey sandwich at a restaurant. It's just one step above peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, but a lot of their food is like that, like fried chicken sandwich.
Okay.
You know, like
Pretzel
wraps.
bun can be really good depending on how decent the pretzel is.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Ain't nothing ever gonna. Listen, you can make any sandwich better with a pretzel bun.
Yeah,
but it was fine. And then they had I got a crab pretzel.
put
it on a pretzel.
How was that? Crab pretzels? Are usually
Trash.
good? Really?
Trash. The pretzel was good.
Wow,
the crab dip was trash.
Well,
it was almost
This is trash.
There's a benchmark set.
That's
Yeah, that's
fair.
true, that's true, yeah.
I would never order that. If I'll be honest, even me, if somebody's like, "You want to get a crab?" I'm like, no, y'all can eat it. I'm not gonna eat it. I know, there's only one place I get my crab dip from.
It's good. The consistency. It was a consistency. The consistency was more like a spread. Never had anything quite like. It was fine. But whatever. I went with Chucky O and his wife,
Really?
and her parents
What the heck? What the heck were you
for
doing there?
her birthday.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, that's right. I did see she had a birthday. He posted it on
and that
Facebook.
it was a it was fine. It was good. I talked to Chucky O a bit, and that's always fun for me.
He and I can talk for hours.
Yeah. That all checks out.
I mean,
And then we walked around. We walked around town a little bit, and it was good. A good vibe.
no other big spots to hit in downtown.
I mean, we ate, and then I didn't really feel the need to do anything else.
Gotcha.
So we just walked. I would have got another drink, but I didn't because I was afraid what her parents thought of me. Honestly,
How were the orange crushes there?
Fine.
Wow.
Why do you leave the house?
Huh?
Why do you leave the house?
Yeah, I know. I
That's an
usually don't.
altogether mid experience, other than talking to Chucky and his wife.
Yeah, it was kind of a mid experience, but it was it's sometimes not just nice to get a change of scenery and fucking So I had well enough time, but I could have made better orange crushes, and I could have made a better turkey sandwich, and my wife could have made better crab dip.
Now I know a place to avoid going.
But I don't think my wife, because my wife makes homemade pretzels too sometimes, and no disrespect to her, I think she's a beast, but she couldn't fuck with these pretzels.
So the pretzels themselves.
They knew what they were doing with the
All
pretzels.
Nice.
Yeah, and then moving on to just a little bit of notes. Superman 2 trailer.
I thought the trailer looked great.
I am now more enthused to see the movie.
Yeah.
Because the first trailer looked like a hot mess to me, and this actually looks a little more of a story. So it's like, okay, when he opens with she already knows he's Superman.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
Reveal that. I want to see how they reveal that.
Does this trailer start with them like doing the interview?
Yes,
they've been pushing like I don't know about anybody else, but like every time I go on Max, that's the ad they're showing.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
that
probably.
fucking super, and it's that clip where she's trying to interview him.
He's
or
like,
whatever.
all right, hit me, Cronkite or whatever. Like he's teasing her, and she's like, well, she dives right into the political shit right away, and he's like, whoa, I thought you were like gonna give me softball questions, but yeah, that part was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not. I'll see the movie, but I'm not excited about it.
I'm interested to see that the engineer chick is working for Luthor because I didn't realize that was going to be the case.
So
she's formerly a hero in the books.
I'm probably. I would say it's probably the thing I'm most excited about seeing
in the summer. Yeah.
But simultaneously, that I would put it at like a 5 or a 6.
That's fine.
Being excited about seeing it.
I think I'm still a little more excited for Fantastic Four, especially after the reveal of Galactus's look.
I'm the Doom thing.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like I'll see it, but my like if they had a different guy for Doom, I would be pretty excited. But
I'm curious if John Malkovich is going to be Doom for that universe or not.
I thought Tony Stark was the Doom for that universe.
Tony Stark is a Doom. They haven't said which universe he's Doom in.
I don't think he's going to have.
So if he's Doom, he can't be Doom in the 616 universe because he's Iron Man.
I don't think that's it. I think it's going to be I think there's going to be multiple Dooms.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there will be.
And I don't think
Tony
Tony
Stark tries to take everything.
Yeah,
and I don't know what's going to be the fallout, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be multiple Dooms. And John Malkovich is in the first trailer for Fantastic Four, and nobody knows who he is. It's not listed on IMDb. Nothing.
It sounds like some sneaky shit. Then,
yeah.
What does Fandango say?
Fandango doesn't know shit.
How many snakes are in the Fantastic Four movie film?
I would like
at least 4.
I like the idea of Adam Driver being Doom when they were throwing that around,
especially if he's sweaty.
Yeah, real sweaty Betty. But yeah, I think that my concern after watching this trailer was Superman. I do think it looked good, but
I thought the the way it was shot was pretty was good. But I don't really give a shit about.
I think it's going to be a lot sillier than you want it to be.
So,
Bobby.
so that's one of my concerns.
Yep.
That's one of my
It's
concerns.
not going to be a Nolan serious movie.
That's well, and I knew it wasn't going to be that. But my concern is that it'd be too goofy.
Yeah.
And then my second concern is that it's trying to do too much.
See, that's still a concern, but this looks less of a mess than the first.
I mean,
cut.
I think having all. There's a lot of characters they've shown in this that either just going to be background flybys or it's they're going to spend a lot of time unpacking because, I mean, the general Superman audience doesn't know what to do with this fucking bowl cut in a green ring. They're going to have to unpack that a bit for the layman. It'll probably annoy the fuck out of you guys, but they're going to have to explain that.
Yeah.
If they want this to be a tentpole blockbuster.
And there's big monsters and...
Yeah, the kaiju... What the hell is that? Like, I know comic stuff pretty well, and I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, you see in a 1948 issue of
one panel from...
Yeah.
And it'll probably just be a quick blip distraction piece during the movie.
Showing what he's up to. A montage.
Like, could that time be better spent doing something else?
Yeah.
But only time will tell.
Like putting buttons on a shirt.
I like putting buttons on a shirt, or at least learning the skill.
I did. The other thing I did really like is
a refresher.
They showed more of Ma and Pa Kent, and I like them that they look like regular old people. It's like, not
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, like Kevin Costner's like a huge movie star. Like the dad I recognize from something. He looks familiar. I don't know what I've seen him in. But when Pa's sitting talking to him on the steps, like trying to reassure him, that's like a great moment. I was like, I hope they don't kill Pa. Like they've in every movie, TV version, they always kill Pa.
Stop calling him Pa.
Well,
call him Daddy
Jonathan Kent.
I'll call
Daddy
him
Kent.
Mr. Kent.
Mr. Kent.
Daddy Kent.
So, but anyway, in all the screen versions, they always kill him, and in the books, he's been around forever. So why, like, have him last? I don't know. Yeah, that was just my take on it.
Ironheart.
Ironheart. So the only thing I'm interested in this for is because they're actually doing the Hood, which is a major villain in the books.
It's a major villain in some cities too.
So
that's keeping us from
cool.
the clit too.
This storyline is going to mix the magic element of the Hood with the technology of the Iron.
I could give a shit about this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll see it just to watch him.
I did double time speed just to get through the trailer.
But the ridiculousness
of
the director and stuff trying to cut a promo to promote this that's saying, oh, she's unique from Stark and she's supposed to be this new thing. I was like, then why is she copying off his design? It's not unique at all. That's not what you would do at MIT where she's supposedly working. She'd be laughed out of the fucking room. It doesn't make any sense in the context of the setup they have.
Well, I just don't like that. Like, I don't need I don't need these same characters regurgitated to me with different genitalia.
Oh, like one takeaway.
And I understand. I understand that
genitalia.
Like I understand that this is it's a thing. It has its place in the lineage of stuff. I get it. I just don't need to see more Iron Man, and I don't need to see. Now, I mean, obviously this is an unfortunate circumstance that has led to this, but I don't need to see Shuri. I don't need to see Jane Foster being Thor. I don't need this.
Is this about the Pope?
I just like, I would rather see new like Marvel characters that aren't legacy characters.
Okay. You know what my big takeaway from that trailer was? That the guy that's in Twisters, that's like her friend from before, he's in it.
Such a terrible movie.
You're right.
So as far as what you were just saying, what would you feel about like Laura replacing Jackman if they were to do X-23 as more of a character?
I want to see Wolverine.
Yeah.
X-23 is a separate character.
But you just said you want to see other characters.
No, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I haven't really seen Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that's true.
I want it, like I don't want Kelsey Grammer Beast, that shit that they did at the end of that.
You'd rather get a new actor for
I want a new actor. I want the Marvel Cinematic Universe X-Men.
Okay.
Not the Fox universe.
Gotcha.
We all know how you feel about Mr. Huge Jackman as he looks down upon us, and God, it doesn't
crazy
it doesn't look anything like him. It's so crazy, it doesn't even look like him.
I'm probably going to get rid of that.
You're gonna upgrade it
because I got the.
You hear that, everybody? We need to put together a Logan.
I've got the one coming in.
Oh, that'll fit right there.
Yeah. Oh, really? Which one do you have
from Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, okay. It's a hot toy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just swap it out with that one.
It's probably room temperature.
Yeah.
Room temperature. Well, that's the room temperature toy.
Yeah. And then we got one. One question this week. But if you want to send in a question, beat you to it.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
This is from Trey Fi. He said, "Hello, lads. I'm sure that it was brought up. If not, just wondering your take on both Diddy's trial and also what happened to Tory Lanez while in prison and what has come out about who actually shot Meg Thee Stallion." So Diddy's trial, I'm still like, all these fucking screenshots, dude, of Cassie's text messages saying, "If I'm always down to freak off. I'm ready for this weekend's freak off," and all this shit. I think that dude's a freak, and I also think he's a bad human being, but I don't think he's this huge criminal that he's being framed to be. I think he did have willing prostitutes travel across state lines to prostitute themselves and make money. And that's against the law. And if they want to prosecute him for that and he's found guilty, then he should see the full extent of those consequences. But I think they were all victimless in those circumstances. I think the stuff that he has done that does have victims is not stuff that he's being charged for. And if he were to be charged for those things, I would be like, well, they're beyond the statute of limitations, so you probably shouldn't. But if they were not within the last 7 years, then he should face the full extent of the consequences of those actions. In regard to Tory Lanez, dude, the more that comes out about it, there's always been a question to me as to who shot Meg Thee Stallion in her foot.
Who shot you?
Who shot you? And I'm not entirely sure it wasn't her bodyguard the whole time.
I don't even know anything. I mean,
I
only context I have of that is what you've tied. I did see he got stabbed or whatever.
I'd like to back up
47 times or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to back up for a second.
Yeah.
Please.
And ask Chris a question.
Good. We have plenty of time.
Is it about Megan Thee Stallion's feet?
No. So, if you had to have another man's ejaculate on your chest,
this was. Let me wrap up this Meg Thee Stallion thing real quick, and then we can get into that.
that's a little
So
a foreskinning of
Oh boy.
Just that. Look, Tory Lanez was tried. I'm not entirely sure they got it right, but he was tried by a panel of his peers for shooting another person. They found him guilty, and if you shoot somebody, you should fucking face the consequences for those actions and go to jail. Now, the jail people, the correctional officers, and so on.
I like jail people better.
Jail people, jail people. But
Button Mender,
the
jail people.
Yeah, the correctional officers should be also held liable for allowing.
I mean, this stuff like this never happens in prison,
right? Exactly, but still, same thing.
Except being, hear about it,
being held responsible for your actions. So, that's my views on it. I've never been sold that he was the shooter, but I wasn't there at the trial. I didn't get exposed to all of the evidence and everything. If he was, then he should face the consequences for those actions. And same for Diddy. Speaking of Diddy.
So
I would say it would need to be a mixture of 10 or 12 peoples.
No. So you can get it, not so to speak. You can get it one of two ways.
Okay.
Direct from the source.
Yes.
Direct onto your chest.
Or
into a lady's hands, rubbed onto your chest.
And I have to do one of these?
Well, so yes.
But first question.
The bigger question is there a difference? Because the end state is the same.
It is. It's just...
So
does it neuter it a little bit if it's in the palm? Is this something that's been reviewed?
This stems from Cassie saying...
I read.
Okay, but for the listeners, she was performing hand relief for a gentleman. The gentleman finished on her hand. She rubbed the semen on Diddy's nipples during a freak-off.
Well, what I'd heard is she would get done with multiples, and they would be finished on her, and then they would go... Her and Diddy would go in another room, and she would... moisturize him, right? For lack of a better term.
Well, I'm talking about this very specific thing.
Right. So, there's no way out of this. This has to happen. I'm going to ask for the lady's hand.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, do I have to leave it on my chest till it dries in my chest hair? Or what's
I think at that point,
it's a shower immediately.
You can shower immediately.
Can she wipe it on in the shower and wait 30 seconds?
The big question is because somebody that Bobby and I both know said that there was no difference at all.
I think there is.
I think there's a difference.
Yep.
And
You need to really check into this person. Like, I don't know that you need to.
Well, actually, there was a few people in the room. One of them was Gomez.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, truth bomb.
I don't know if I need to be in it.
One of them was
I don't know if I need to be in a room with him anymore.
And my thought, my backing up of it is like there's something about there's this submissive nature to the one that just inherently makes it different.
I think that's probably what it is.
You know, where you're,
So I brought up some other factors.
Of course you did.
Well, first of all, what you have to remember is the person getting the delivery in this scenario is into it. Mm-hmm. It's not being forced on anybody.
willing participant.
What you're saying, if I was at a freak off and my responsibility was to have, I was the towel.
Yeah.
They wiped it off on me and that was my role. How much am I getting paid for this?
Hopefully a lot. But so
Okay.
You're hosting.
My issue
Oh
was
God!
is
At
that
my house, detox.
if it's direct from
Much glass.
source,
Yeah,
you get to feel the power of the ejaculate.
yeah.
And
I don't
the
need
heat when initially.
And that's the other part is the dick heat.
No.
You feel the heat.
That's direct dick heat.
But what if we just started a new? You know, these kids like to run up and like slap people and knock them out. What if it's you finish in your hand and then you just slap somebody in the fucking face?
I don't know why you put that on
A
there.
hand foot.
But that's
And you
even
just
more.
like, boom.
I mean, that's even more in the face.
I guarantee you there's some kids at school right now that are
I'm going to start concealed carrying now.
you know, get slapped in the face with a hot,
if that
a hot
happens,
pile.
if that happens, I'm shooting something back hotter.
Okay. Well, let me see what kind of what do they use for stunt? I don't know. Also, speaking of which, a lot of dicks in the gemstones. Whole lot of dicks.
Yeah.
Like
HBO loves
like
dick.
Chad,
They do.
the middle-aged chubby balding guy whose flaccid junk is in the video.
Dude, what you call baby
the
Billy?
fight
Baby Billy's
Oh,
dick
he don't
eventually
care.
comes
yeah,
out.
well, yeah, I've already seen.
Oh, okay.
He got out of the tub with old
There you go.
toothy
No,
girl.
what about the fight scene?
Fight scene?
Right? Isn't and then,
Like it's been so long since I've
Is there a
seen it.
naked fight scene?
yeah. Like doesn't
I want to say that you mentioned
So
this.
that's like Borat too.
I
Where
could've.
he's chasing through the hotel.
Well,
and
I'll
they're
tell you,
fighting.
Yeah.
the best naked fight scene ever is a movie called Eastern Promises. It's got Viggo
Yes,
Mortensen
that's
in it.
great.
They're in a Russian bathhouse and they have a fucking literally kill somebody. They are killing people and they're all naked,
Yeah.
like snapping necks.
And a bunch of naked dudes all like hand fighting.
talk about the worst way to go out. Like you get your neck snapped, you fall to the ground. The last thing you see is just a dick and balls just running around.
Then
slapping against
everywhere.
somebody's leg.
You're like, Jesus Christ.
That
Like
is-
Game
that
of
is a
Thrones.
wild scene.
You know, Game of Thrones. We know. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
So to speak.
Which Pedro Pascal death is better? The Sand Viper in Game of Thrones, or
When he gets his head smashed, basically, doesn't the guy
Yeah.
just like smash his head?
through his eyeballs? Or,
I think I like that
beat
one.
to death with the sand wedge.
I like the Game of Thrones death better.
I'd have to see it.
I think mainly because I wasn't invested in a character that much, and I kind of thought he was a dipshit, anyways.
I just love that fight scene because he's like, he has the opportunity to kill the mountain, right? And then he goes through and he's like, say her name. You raped her. You killed her. You know, say her name. So he's just getting super cocky from this like huge guy that he's knocked down. And that motherfucker just reaches up, grabs him, flips him onto the ground, puts his thumbs through his eyes, and smashes
yeah.
his head.
I do
And then
remember
the
that.
crowd is
Oh,
like,
super violent.
holy shit.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Started chanting it.
So I think that the other one's more brutal, and I'll tell you why. It's the broken golf club for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
And-
when it cuts back to it,
She beat him.
she beat him so bad she broke that club.
Well, maybe it's a shitty Walmart club.
Could be, it could be.
What that
Ain't no Titleist.
So yeah, anybody else have any other topics? Otherwise, we can wrap it up.
The only other thing,
Oh well, Farrell's coming in hot.
I was scrolling Instagram.
As one does.
There's one dues, and so I came across this, so to speak.
What is
Oh, a little Total Recall action.
Phil, is that up here, Ellie?
Whoa. I wouldn't deny
You
it.
know, speaking of Instagram,
So I thought it was AI. I thought it was AI videos.
Yeah, that looks like it would be AI.
And then I researched it, and she's claiming it's real. And I haven't
well-
pulled the trigger on the OF account to see.
Wow.
I'm thinking that's doctored.
Speaking of Instagram,
Yeah.
I went in and cleared my suggested stuff.
Oh.
And I like Instagram again. It's actually
Oh,
like,
really?
oh, these are things I want to see.
What was it that you wanted it cleared?
It was just a bunch of nonsense. Like the ads weren't like targeted at me anymore. It was just wasn't focused on like what I'm into.
I've put hours into
Yeah.
cultivating
Yeah.
a very
Fucked up Instagram
particular Instagram feed.
Well, I mean, that was
mine had gotten. I mean, it got
That's
to
not
the
normally
point.
in the feed.
It got to the point where I almost just wanted to start over.
But-
Oh, wow.
But
But I
now
tell you, when I
it's
saw it in the
palatable
feed,
again.
I was like, "This motherfucking thing knows me."
Yeah, I've thought about it. I had something come through recently, so to speak, that I had to click on to look at, and it like, oh no, it was just it was a T-shirt. And I'm just scrolling, and it was like recommending a T-shirt to me, and I was like, damn, it's a cool design for a T-shirt. And it's like, so I clicked on it to like check out what what designs they had and everything, but it was like, it was all like gym shit. Like it was like I just saw the design and thought it was a cool design.
Like people named James.
Yeah, like it was like a skeleton type thing going on. And
Sure.
but I just didn't notice like down at the bottom it was like gym lifters or like like lift the lifting dead or some shit, and it was all like the whole thing was all workout themed, and I was like, fuck,
Ruined it.
So I backed out of it as quick as possible. Then I had workout shit all over my for like a week.
Here's a quick hack. If you ever need to get like promotional stuff done, like stickers, for example, if you just Google that you're looking for sticker deals and then go on your socials, you'll find all the sticker deals. Yeah, because I was looking for some stickers recently, and then all of a sudden it's like all these companies I've never heard of are selling stickers for cheap.
Nice. Yeah. So Phil, shout out to you on our Twitter and on our notes. Shout out to Dante for our Facebook. And with that,
Velvety vagina.
Moist thighs.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.